Well,
I take what I please.
well, you did choose MLP as your name. I'm not sure if there's anyone else to blame but yourself, Mike. Still, we're going to see how these lanes unfold. We are looking down mid, where you do have Canus Vulpus, speaking of, up against Lil Nick. Monkey King versus Troll, not as bad for Lil Nick, but Canus Vulpus should still have a lot of leeway in getting some harassment and damage out. Lil Nick can at least go into the range form to get some last hits, but you're already seeing Canus Vulpus sort of take the lead here, 5-1 up against Lil Nick's trio, and we'll see how that holds up. It is going to be a steady farming lane, but expect the Monkey King to be the one on the aggression here in mid. Now he's using his board as well. He's getting some decent farm and some decent denies off as well. Do you have to worry about how much Pale Horse has gotten? He's at this level 3 spike. Solar Ring almost up, and once you've got that done, Bristleback plus Oracle does have a lot of aggression that they can pump out just by, again, purely spamming out these quilts. So have to be cautious about that. You do see Vault forced to salve up and is cancelled off nicely. Just some resources being burned through here by the cut to just maintain this lane already.
Dire's courier has been killed. Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, you want some of this?
Again, you're seeing a slight early lead here for Arkosh just in terms of farm because of how these lanes are going. We're seeing Canus Vulpus really start to take over that mid matchup. We're seeing Pale Horse apply that aggression he wants to on the Bristle with his Soul Ring up. It's going to have all the sustain he needs to just keep spamming out those quilt sprays, and there's really not much the off lane of the cut can do right now. The only lane that they're doing fairly well in is really the top lane, where Scourge McDuck is finding some really good farm, and despite that early aggression from Crow and Gremlo, they can't really stop the Lycan now. Like, he's got level 2 Feral Impulse, so the right click trades just don't work out even with his Blight so nothing Gremlo.
I don't see myself that one. Denied.
Can't quite remember.
Yeah, they do come out ahead on that, just because the first blood gold was taken before they lost the here down mid. So a really timely exchange for the cut, and that does give themselves a nice small lead.
I want a rematch. Killing elite. Next time, be quicker about it.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dyer's
Yeah, it's going to
courier
be a
has been
pretty
killed.
painful time. They are
Radiant's
still
middle tower
somewhat
is
applying
under
pressure around the
attack.
map. They're constantly sniping out these
Dyer's
couriers.
has
Scourge
been
McDuck again losing his courier twice in a row. That would have been his build-up towards the Necronomicon. So his lane's going to be slowing down a bit. But overall, I think the cut's not going to be upset. 1-3, 1k lead up. They are forcing movements across the map, and they are getting some space out for themselves up top because of it. I think Arkosh right now aren't getting as much as they'd want early on, although they might set themselves up down the line for some aggression. We should see Gremlo maybe making some movements out by the 7 to 8 minute mark, and perhaps Canus Vulpus, once he hits level 7 to 8 as well, should be able to find some early pickoffs, which is really what Arkosh needs to do while the cut is kind of weak right now.
Regeneration. Have played your part well.
The early aggression we want to see coming out from Pale Horse has it level 6, so Warpath is ready, and the damage output and the control you get from the Oracle Bristleback is not something you want to really underestimate here on the cut. So kill board evened out 3-3. 1k lead still up for the cut. You are seeing Scourge McDuck dip into the jungle now with his Necronomicon up, so he can just clear these camps highly efficiently and perhaps make his way towards that level 3 Necronomicon, or at least a level 2 before making his way out of the lanes. Arkosh do have some opportunities with that Lycan in the jungle. They could easily just rotate out Wither, Nyx, and NP, although you don't have Vendetta yet. Or they could easily just opt for a push themselves. You've got level 6 up on Gremlo. He has his level 3 Treants up. They could try to force some movements out now if they wanted to. Only real worrying point is the fact that Lil Nick is starting to pull ahead of Canus Vulpus. So that Troll matchup is actually starting to shape up really well. Has his phase boots up, and it is going to be that Ags rush on the Troll. So once you have those Dispels up, it's going to be very hard to keep Lil Nick down.
Roots and rust.
It's a bigger win for the cut. Like, Lil Nick gets to go in, he gets a haste rune, he finds the kill himself, so that build up in the Troll we were talking about is accelerating at a good pace. They've even got a Necronomicon as well here on Tingle King, so 2 Necronomicons up. Oh.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Your spore.
All part of the plan.
You can see the cut trying to apply some pressure around us. Scourge McDuck was trying to push mid, although Canus.
I could do this all day.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see the recall up top. They want Gremlo here.
I was expecting competition.
Fear not the journey ahead. Warriors of the wood.
Radiant's
Yep,
middle
really
tower
good
is
pickups
under
there.
attack.
Finding Lil Nick, holding him down. This will transition into a push as well for Arkosh up top. They've got the NP around. They've got the monkey ready to push those towers in. Issue is, with the library strat you mentioned,
Dire's top tower
Tingle
is
King
under
is looking
attack.
down mid. He's keeping that shoved in, so Pale Horse has to show up. And Scourge McDuck gets space down bot, so he can just get a soul push
Come
himself.
back after you've had some practice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Your talents could have been leveraged for so much more. Denied. Denied.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
I mean, while they're doing that, Scourge McDuck just gets to shove bot
Dire's middle
tier
tower
2 now
is
with his
under attack.
Necronomicon 3, although
Power attracts its own kind.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I could do this all right.
Triple kill! Uproot and after them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
yeah, and it's another favorable win for all.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, you faded muck!
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Ooh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's going to be a really quick tower to take for the cut. 10 to 14,
Radiant's
5k,
middle tower
6k
has
lead
fallen.
up now for the cut, as they have just gotten everything they want. They've still got key timings to meet as well. Lil Nick is 2 parts away from his Ags. Once you've got that, and your troll, of course, you're going to be having massive issues in Gremlo.
Autumn comes too soon.
Ah, man. He's trying. He's trying to split push as best as he can with the NP. Arkosh now with his deficit. Need to try to buy out space. Pale Horse does have a Vanguard, but
Radiant's
Necros.
bottom tower is under attack.
Excellent.
The seeds of fortune.
Canus Vulpus.
Nature, red in tooth and talon.
Yeah, they're shaping up, they're hitting their key timings, they're keeping that aggression up, and Arkosh are still trying to build up here. Just trying to farm into that Crimson Guard, and is not going to be caught out, but they do lose their top tier 1. And you can see the confidence from the cut, they're just grouping up, they're ready for ending here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Only delays my desires.
I predicted a long life for you. Come.
Gold for me.
Oh man, looking at this troll from Lil Nick with the Ags up, that spam on the axis, it's just so annoying. They just can't push. Like, they clump up as 5, they try to go onto the tier 1, can't even take it out. Now, the cut smoke up, and they can just easily go in for a fight. They've got Roar up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Roar.
Is that my blood coming out? Fall.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I am mighty.
It's really not shaping up. 11 to 20, 10k up. The cut have been playing this really well all over the map, forcing that aggression out. Arkosh now are trying to take a step back to build some farm up. They need this Ags up in Canus Vulpus. It's not coming out fast enough. The towers are falling real quick, and the library strat is in full swing. Beastmaster plus Lycan, as you mentioned in draft. You can't afford to lose objectives like this against these two heroes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
In my father's name, avengement is mine.
you're seeing issues now with even the
Dire's
damage
middle
output
tower is
of our
under
Bristle.
attack.
Scourge already has his Assault Cuirass up. There's a lot of armor here mitigating that. No.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay. Yeah, opens up that Roche. Gremlo is trying to split push right now. He does have his Ag Shard ready to fly out. No Lucky Bash for Lil Nick. No Lucky Root means that Gremlo does go away. But that Roche you mentioned is opened up. Scourge McDuck just getting the work done by himself. And this is going to be a really quick one as well. Once you've got that Aegis up, 2 lives to have to dig through now for Arkosh complicates matters. They can't even come in to close out, but they don't have the wards, and there's some really good vision here from the cut.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Monster kill!
Is your Omega.
Dire are scanning. Dire's bottom
No,
tower
they've got
is
this
under
huge
attack.
power spike on hand. They could still build up on their troll. Little Nick is still saving up. Does have his Kai and Sanj, and although
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Finders keepers.
The forest!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
yeah, it's a good pickup there. Arkosh trying to do the right thing by just split pushing as well as they can, knowing that they did not really have the best angles for that team fight anymore. Did get that top tier 3-8 down to a really low HP, 351 HP there for the Dire top tier 3. Not enough to really get a trade, so the cut's still looking good. 2 lanes up. There is one last outer tower here for them to take. They've still got Aegis for about 2.5 minutes. They've got a lot of time to just play here, and looking at Little Nick, he is flying out his next items as well, and he is really hard to keep in. In fact, all the heroes of the cut are just really hard to control, considering how far ahead they are. Arkosh now probably just relying on, say, a big Wukongs in the high ground, with some control and some better positioning with a false promise here for G.O.A.T. That's probably how they win out the next fight. They just need to play with Wukongs in the high ground defense. Beyond that, maybe split push out from Gremlo. Does get it the tier 1 bot. Not the biggest objective, but it is something. They still lose this last outer tower here.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Triple kill!
fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Yeah, really strong performance coming out here from the cut. Arkosh, you know, they